Ladies and gents, hello and welcome back to another kind of like sit down whiteboard video. And I want to make a video about the science of making modern money, right? And I know this is probably like a term that you're like, yeah, I'm just trying to make it sound fancy. I'm really not. I'm actually really going to talk about the structure of making money in a modern day, because I get it. You've probably heard the business models. You've heard the different like methods, techniques, SMMA, growth, operating, dropshipping. I get that you've heard that, right? But I'm not going to be talking about any kind of business model here, any kind of like method or anything like that. I'm really going to be talking about the actual science of making money in the modern day. And I say modern day because it's much more applicable to the modern day than it was, this isn't something that's applicable to the 1900s or like early 2000s. Like this is applicable now in the modern day. It's prime. This is what you can do in the current market. And I wanted to make this video because it's not like, again, following like a step by step do this. I'm really going to like zoom out a bit and look at it from like an up down perspective or top down perspective. The real like process to actually go through to make money in the modern day. And this is with anything. Like, I'm not being specific. You got to choose this niche, you got to do this service, you got to outreach this amount of times. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it from much more of like a theoretical standpoint. But this is something that once you understand it, it changes a lot for you. I promise you, it changed a lot for me. This is the kind of structure that I've been using for a while now, and I make pretty good money at 21 years old. Most people do in their lifetime, which is really, really cool. But this that I'm going to kind of explain on my trusty whiteboard here is going to change hopefully a lot for you, and it's really going to open up your eyes to like what is possible and actually how do we zoom out a bit? How do we take it from like a, again, top down perspective of, okay, cool, if I want to make millions, and I'm talking millions, this is the general structure that you've got to follow to actually do it. And I'll break it up into two different methods, okay, so you can really understand it to the best of your ability, and I'll explain it to the best of my ability. But yeah, let's jump into it. Oh Jesus, that's sharp. What is in that? It's alcoholic. Oh my God. So I'm going to break it up into two different kind of ways of looking at it and approaching it. And I'm going to break it up into the quick way and the long-term way. All right, and there's pros and cons to both, which I'll explain in a minute. So let's just kind of break it down like this. So you've got the quick way up here, and then you've got the, let's just say, long-term. Okay, and they are quite similar, I won't lie to you. They're not like completely different. They do kind of resemble the same characteristics, but depending on which one you choose will depend on kind of like what your goal and objective is at the end of the day, right? So let's talk about the quick way first. A quick way of actually making modern money online. And we're talking about online here because this is the main structure that we're using. I say this all the time, so it's going to be like, oh my God, you're saying it again. Listen, number one step is to solve a problem. And I know you're thinking, oh, he says this all the time, solve a problem, find a market, create an offer, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about it in much more kind of broad terms. If you want to make money in the modern day, any day actually, this isn't just even modern, you have to solve a problem. You have to find a problem and you have to be able to solve that problem, because going back to very, very basics of how money goes from someone's account into someone else's account is that people have to solve problems. That is the basics, from trading, I don't know, corn for money or pieces of paper, or trading steel for money. It's solving some kind of problem, right? The problem of hunger, the problem of needing building materials. This goes back way, and it's still applicable now. If you want to make money, you've got to solve some kind of problem. That problem can be anything. These problems are vast, they're broad, they're literally anything from fitness, physical, mental, spiritual, financial, time problems, efficiency, it could be anything. But firstly, you need to solve a problem, and this isn't optional. You can't optionally solve a problem. Think about business. With business, to make money, you are taking it out of someone else's account that already exists and putting it into yours. That's it. In order to do that, you need to solve problems. So that is the first thing you need to do. You kind of want to solve a problem that you know is needed to be solved. It's a real problem out there. It's a problem that affects people in different ways. And I'm not talking about like world hunger or anything, but let's say, for example, the problem is making money online. Okay, the problem that you've probably heard millions of times. That's the problem that we're going to use, making money online. The more specific you can go with problems, the better. So it's escaping 9-to-5s, it's building your dream lifestyle, all this kind of stuff. Let's say, for example, that is our problem. Okay, which then makes us move on to step 2. Okay, step 2, as you can see here, is create a solution to the problem. Okay, and that's kind of like emerges into step 1. If you're going to solve a problem, you've obviously got to create a solution. The solutions to solve like sort of the problem of I want to make money is business model. It's the shit that you see all over the place. It's like TikTok clipping. It's Amazon FBA. It's all these different things that you can put as a vehicle to solve that problem, because all of these different methods work, right? So you need to first identify a problem that you can solve. You need to solve that problem, and you need to find a vehicle to do so, to solve that problem. The more unique unique, the more special, the more individual and kind of like different the solution is to the problem, the better, just because it's going to be easier to actually sell that solution. But you have to create a vehicle to solve that problem. For me, I had a problem, right? It was, I want to make money online, and I say this because it's very relevant to me. My solution was to actually create an influencer marketing agency. That was my entire thing. That was like, oh, cool, that's how I'm going to solve my problem. Now I help people solve the problem. I know a problem, people want to make money online. I created a solution for it, which is my coaching program, right? So I'm going through this process currently. That's my kind of thing. But it works with anything. Problem is, someone's fat. Solution is to make them unfat. The solution that you're actually going to use to get them to the point of A, being fat, to Z, being not fat, slim, ripped, whatever it is. This part here is weight loss programs, it's dieting exercises, it's pills, it's, liposuction. There's so many different ways to actually solve the problem. There's loads of different ways, there's millions, but you want to actually create a decent solution to the problem. And the more unique and different and kind of special it is, the better. Because if someone's fat and I say, hey, all you have to do is go on a calorie deficit, eat a little bit less food and move more, they're like, oh, but I don't want to do that. If I came to someone and said, here's my fat loss program that's going to take you 7 days to complete and it's going to make you lose X, blah, 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 and I put a really fancy name on it, people are going to buy that because it's got a fancy name on it, it sounds different, it sounds unique. So when you actually create a solution to the problem, you give it like a fancy name, some kind of label, whatever it is, the best. That's the better kind of scenario, because again, you can make more money from it. Method number 3, okay, or actually the third step in this entire process of making modern money is get attention to the solution, right? Are you with me? That is quite literally it. Like, I'm not even joking. Identify a problem, okay? That's step 1. Step 2, create a solution. Step 3, get attention to that solution. That is what every single person does that starts a business, okay? Whether it's a service-based business, it's an online-based business. Your favorite fitness influencer, right? He's identified a problem, people are fat. He's created a solution, his workout program. He now gets attention to that solution by creating content around the solution and the thing and the problem he can solve and stuff like that. This right here is the quick way to make modern money. And I say it's modern because of this part right here. That's the modern part, the attention part, because this attention isn't something that you could have done 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Not as easily anyway. Sure, marketing is basically getting attention, but this, anyone could do this now. Anyone could do that attention part, right? Because the social media, the world is literally your oyster. The social media space is your oyster. If you can do these 3 things, you'll make money very, very quickly. I promise you. I promise you, you will. The more kind of like intense this is, the problem, the more in demand it is, the easier your solution is, and the more sexy it sounds, the more unique it sounds, the more attention you can get to the solution, the quicker you'll make money as well. And look at anyone online that sells something, right, that makes money online. This is the framework that they follow. I promise you that's what they do. They know a problem, they create a solution to it, they get attention to that solution through their marketing, through they're an influencer, let's just say. And I'm not saying you have to be an influencer. Like, I know what you're thinking, oh, but I'm not an influencer. You don't have to be. Let's say, for example, that you've created an app that helps people save 10 hours a week by automating everything. Problem is, people spend loads of time a week planning their workouts. Again, this is already an existing solution, but the solution to that is to create an app that plans it all for you. It's all automated, it does all these amazing things. Then it's getting attention. But if you're not an influencer, you don't create content, you're not a fitness pro, how do you do that? There's thousands of ways to do it. A really good one that not many people use at all, and I know some people that do this are going to hate me for kind of like telling you it. You can create a really good app, a really good product. You then partner with someone or something that knows how to get attention in a very, very good and efficient and easy manner. Once you've done that and you can get attention to your solution, to the problem, you can make a bucket load of money. And then of course you just then monetize the solution, right? And that's quite literally it. For example, I know a guy that works with someone who is a TikTok clipper, right? They make money through TikTok, through TikTok's Create a Fun program. And the person who does the clipping has a course. He runs that course on it. This guy identified a problem within that process, the process of how can people make content quickly, efficiently, and easily. How do they do that? He identified a problem. He created a solution to that problem, like an AI tool and software that allows people to make content rapidly like that so that they can start making money from the TikTok creator program. He then needed to get attention to that solution. How does he do it? How does he get loads of people to see this app, this software that he uses to create content automatically and rapidly? He partnered with a creator who already talks about the service of, not even the service, but the solution to another problem of making money online. So now his whole thing is that someone wants to make money online. This influencer knows a solution to it, right? He has a course, he has a program that teaches people how to become a TikTok clipper, and he makes money for that, for his own attention. This guy that I know kind of jumped on top of it and was like, okay, cool, I can partner with this creator who already does this and find another solution or problem within his approach, create a solution to that problem, partner with them, and then split the profits. And this guy makes $700,000 a month. Like it's ridiculous. I promise you. Like, and this is possible. This is very, very possible. It's unique and it's very possible. That's a very quick way to make money. Let's talk about the second method very quickly. And this is like I said it's a longer term way because it requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of like, okay, go halt and think about what you're doing. Solve own problem. That is step one. And again, it's problems. We're finding problems. We're solving problems because this is important. But in this case, this is for you. Let's just put you in this position. You're solving your own problem. And this can be anything. This can be the problem of you want to make money. This can be the problem of you want to lose weight. This can be the problem of you want to get an engineering job. My problem that I wanted to solve was to make money online. Okay, I was 17. I wanted to make money online. I was hungry. I started trying different methods. I started doing everything, and I basically found my own way to actually solve that problem. And my way was through an agency. Right? That's how I did it. That's how I solved my own problem. I realized that I could make money from building my own agency, growing that, scaling that, yada, yada, yada. Solve my own problem for an agency. Step two, and this is the exact step that I took, document your journey. Now, when I mean this, I don't have to mean you have to record your everyday life, but what I mean is document your process of solving your own problem. Okay, and this can be done however you like it to, and I did this exact same thing. I wanted to make money, I started an agency. I started talking about the business I was running in the agency that I was running. Fitness people do this as well. They want to go from fat to thin, right? They do it, they take pictures and like updates and stuff like that to actually document their journey. They're not doing it every single day. They're not saying, hey, here's day 3, no changes yet, blah, 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 but they take pictures, they take transformation pictures, right? They have some kind of document of how they went from the problem and then to the solution, which is ideally your problem to the solution. Okay, document it some way. Just take pictures, take, I don't know, receipts or whatever it is, how you went from dire position to solution. That is essentially documenting your journey. So it's creating some kind of content online of going through the process of documenting your journey. And whilst doing this isn't, again, like day in the life, part 5. It's to provide value, it's to build trust and attention. So this, value, trust, that means attention, right? Documenting your journey is going to give you the benefit of providing value, building trust, and gaining attention through documenting your journey. Step 3 is to sell the solution to the problem that you've just solved for yourself. Sell is a key word because you are presenting the solution to the problem that you've had, the transformation that you took and made, all this kind of stuff. Every person does this who makes a lot of money online. I promise you, everyone does. If someone sells some kind of course, some kind of coaching, some kind of program, some kind of mentorship, some kind of anything, they were someone who wanted to become a copywriter, right? That was their problem. They wanted to become a copywriter. A lot of the time it's more like money, it's relationships, it's health, all this kind of stuff, like the core 3. But let's just say it's much more niche. They wanted to become a copywriter. They solved their problem of becoming a copywriter and they became one. Amazing. They also documented their journey, like different bits and bobs. They took videos every now and then, they took clips, they took photos, all this kind of stuff, and documented the journey of going from I'm not a copywriter to now I am a copywriter. At the same time as documenting, they're now gaining attention, which is very, very important because you can't do this bit if you don't do this bit. Same over here. You need attention to the solution. If you can garner attention through the process of getting to your own solution, then when you have got to your own solution, that attention is already there, that trust is already there, that value has already been provided, which means you can sell the solution. It's what I did. My problem was I want to make money, did it for an agency. I documented my journey, kept providing value and tips and tricks, all this kind of stuff. Value, trust, attention. I now sell coaching on how to monetize your skills online. That's literally my whole thing now. That's my gig. I sell mentorship and coaching on how to take any skill you have, here's a little pitch, any skill you have, put it through the right framework and the right structure to actually turn it into a cash flowing business using something that you're good at, not a shitty business model. That's my thing. That's the solution I sell. And I can sell that because I documented my journey of going from problem to solution, no money to money, and now I can sell the process of how I do that. And to do this, or do this bit, document your journey. Doesn't mean you have to dance in front of a camera. Doesn't mean you have to show up every single day. I mean, you probably should, but it doesn't mean you have to. It just means you have to show some kind of transformation. I was poor, now I'm rich. Here's how I got rich. I'm selling you that solution. I was in college, now I got a really high paying job. And I explained how I did it, my journey, and what I did. Now I can sell you the solution of getting that high paying job. I wanted to start a landscaping business. Didn't have a business, now I have a business. Here's how I have the business. You sell the process, you sell the solution. The reason I say this is a long-term play and the other one isn't a long-term play is because you can identify a problem, create a solution, and get attention to that solution quite quickly. This is the hardest bit, creating a solution, because it takes some time, right? You don't just have the solution, boom. It takes some time to create a solution. But you can do this reasonably quickly. You can do this in a matter of like a month or 2. Identify a problem, create a solution, get attention to solution. You really can, I promise you. This takes a little bit longer because you have to first solve your own problem. You then have to document your journey, and then you can sell. So this is a bit more of like the delayed gratification game. You have to be delayed, you have to put patience on it, you have to put it on hold sometimes, but you will get to that point. And the more you focus on this part here, the more rewarding this part is. The more you can document your journey, show the transformation, provide loads of value, build loads of trust, get loads of attention. When you actually come to selling it, boom, you can blow the hell up. Same with this. The more you spend on creating the solution, the more time you spend on it, and of course getting attention to the solution can make a lot of money very, very quickly. That's the modern science of making modern money. It's quite interesting when you think about it and you kind of like try and apply people that have been doing it to it, if you know what I mean. Like you look at influencers, creators, business owners, whatever it is. I know Airbnb, for example, right? They identified a problem. Cool. They created a solution to that problem. You know, Airbnb identified the problem of like hotels being annoying and you can't just stay over at someone's house when you need to and all this kind of stuff. They created a solution to that problem. They built Airbnb. They then garnered mass attention to that solution. I'm sure they partnered with people, whatever it is. I mean, they had to partner with people, right? They had to partner with people that have houses. But to get attention, I'm sure they did other things. This is more of like the creator side of things. This is more of like the traditional business. But that's how to, science of making modern money quickly as well. Reasonably quickly. Space of a few years is what I'm saying, which is cool.